الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Of National Hospital, Dr. Sheikh Khidr Al-Hassan, Inshallah Kareem. Without further delay, the first thing is to bring to the high table, Inshallah Kareem, the chairman of the Shura Council of this masjid and the estate, Alhaji Muhammad Suleiman. Tafadhal mashkura. At-takbir. Now to join him also on his immediate right is the chairman of the executive members of the masjid, the person of Professor Salih Abdullah Eli Aqub. At-takbir. Allahu Akbar. Now to the guest lecturers immediate left. We have one of our malams as usual, Inshallah Kareem, to give Gunna where there is need, Ghayru Gunna where there is need, Qalqala to Subra or Qalqala to Kubra, Inshallah Kareem. Ustaz Abdul Aziz Adam and Mufawi. At-takbir. Now the topic of discussion, Inshallah Kareem, is going to be the challenges facing the Muslim Ummah in the 21st century, solutions from the Quran and Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. While I'm waiting to do that, I call on our chairman of the Shura Council of the Masjid and the estate, Inshallah, to give just short word of welcome to the chairman, and then we'll commence the program. Assalamu alaikum.
First of all, we pray to Allah to bestow on us blessings of this special month. We also pray that this gathering here will be beneficial to us and will be a channel for our dinner to be done for all of us. We welcome our guest speaker. We have been hearing about him for some time. Announcements have been made again that you be here with us today. Alhamdulillah, he is here. We welcome you and we pray that the lecture will be beneficial to all of us and we need the source of electoral agenda for all of us.
Jazakumullah khairan. It's my honor and singular privilege to now hand over the microphone to Sheikh Dr. Khidr Al-Hassan. يتفضل مشكورا منا ومأجورا من الله سبحانه وتعالى.
بوجهه الكريم وسلطانه القديم من الشيطان الرجيم اللعين الفتان من همزه ونفسه ونفسه وبسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الارض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم وبسم الله ذي الشان عظيم السلطان شديد البرهان قوي الأركان ما شاء الله كان نعوذ بالله من كل الشيطان إنس وجان نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم ونسأل الله مذهب للشديد والأمر الرشيد نسأله بهذا المجلس الكريم المقعد الشريف العبد يوم الوعيد مع المقربين الشهود الموفين بالعهود انه هو رحيم الودود. يا اخوه الايمان والاسلام، اما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمه الله وبركاته. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most exalted, the ungiven giver, the non-summoned summoner, the non-fed feeder, the non-commanded commander, the Lord of all forms of authorities, the supernatural being who is indeed a true and real owner of all forms of supremacies and sovereignties. We thank him, we adore him, we glorify him. For the gift of Al-Islam, for the gift of existence, up to this particular glorious moment of Ramadan. We pray to him to continue to make it easy for us to maximize the gains of Ramadan. I would want to apologize to the organizers and my dear viewers and listeners for not coming as prompt as scheduled. Indeed, it was due to unforeseen situations that some extents are beyond my control. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is established. And I also want to appreciate the organizers of this particular program for indeed for nothing but for the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is al-Islam, and the practice of al-Islam to be the uppermost over every other religion or over every other practice or way of life that people may seem to profess or exhibit. Alhamdulillah for this that we are doing, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to promote it and crown our effort with success. I would want to bring one of the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which he said, once upon a time, he was with the Sahaba. This hadith was brought by Imam al-Kafir in his Tafsir al-Kafir. He said, once upon a time, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting with his Sahaba, his companions, and he decided to ask them a question, just as he has always done. You know, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, oftentimes, if he wants extreme attentiveness, extreme audience, when he wants to pass any message, he will make it to appear inquisitive, so that when they ask that question and they are not able to produce the answer, they will be very, very eager and curious to hear the answer to the question they were not able to answer. So you first of all throw them on balance, then supply the answer thereafter. This is one of the people of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in trying to create attention. Or sometimes we say Allah, or sometimes we say Ya Sabah, just as he did when he was calling them, when Allah gave him instruction that and he said by saying Ya Sabah, show us how to crave or to create that audience. He said, فَعَيُّكُمْ أَعْجَبُ إِلَيْكُمْ إِيمَانًا. This was the question he gave to his Sahaba. فَعَيُّكُمْ أَعْجَبُ إِلَيْكُمْ إِيمَانًا. Which group of people do you feel or think their Iman is very, very surprising or astonishing? Their Iman is very desiring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which group of people do you think have such type of Iman? And the side, Al-Malaika. So then it should be the angels. Because Allah described them as Ghilazun Shidadun La Ya'suna Allah ma amarahum wa yaf'aluna ma yu'marun. Indeed, there should be the one, that is, the angels who always be very, very obedient, submissive, subservient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will never see them derailing or going on the track of the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there should be the one that have the highest grade of Iman. Their Iman is the most cherished. And Muslim said, فَمَادَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Just as Allah has mentioned in Surah Al-Imran,
وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ
وما لكم لا تؤمنون بالله والرسول يدعوكم في أخراكم فأثابكم غما بغم كي لا تحزنوا على ما فاتكم ولا ما أصابكم والله خبير بما تعملون.
أحسن الله إليك. Just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولُ اللَّهِ يَدْعُوكُمْ وَالرَّسُولُ اللَّهِ يَدْعُوكُمْ فِي أُخْرَاكُمْ فَأَثَابَكُمْ غَمًّا بِغَمٍّ لِكَيْ لَا تَحْزَنُوا عَلَى مَا فَاتَكُمْ وَلَا مَا أَصَابَكُم. موضع الشاهد or محل الشاهد in this verse is وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ. How will it be possible for you not to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you the Sahaba of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when the Prophet is in your midst, calling you towards Islamic monotheism, calling you to Allah? You see a lot of signs, just as he said again that إن أول بيت وضع للناس
إن أول بيت وضع للناس للذي ببكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين فيه آيات بينات مقام إبراهيم.
Just Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, why would you argue against the Jews and the Christians that Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salatu wassalam, those who are more supposed of him, those who are more deserving of claiming the ownership or linkage to Abraham is nobody but the Muslims, because they are the ones facing that house that was built by Nabi Ibrahim and his son Ismail. And there are every evidence that indeed that house was constructed by Abraham and Ishmael, his son. These evidence are what? Ayatum Bayyinat. Evidence that are clear and manifest. Part of that evidence is Maqam Ibrahim. And on that Maqam Ibrahim, Mawtaw Ibrahim, you can see the footprints of Abraham on that Maqam, upon which he was standing when he was raising the walls, the foundation of Kaaba. Those footprints are still there. Hafiyatun ghayru na'i. They are there barefootedly without shoes. Saying there are signs, and that is the same thing that I am saying here, that why will it be possible for you to disbelieve in Allah again? Or why will it be possible for you not to believe in Allah again, the Sahaba of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when you already have the Prophet sallallahu disseminating the message to you wrong? And also there are a lot of other signs that are clear, manifest, for you to see that this is indeed a true message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it becomes an impossibility for you not to believe in Allah, because God is amidst you. You see signs raining on daily basis, miracles coming around on daily basis. And that is the same thing God is telling the Sahaba, that why won't the angels believe in Allah? وَهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ, when they are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Minute in, minute out, second in, second out. They see all the divine operations. They see all the heavenly instructions the way they are passed. All the heavenly miracles, all the heavenly astonishments are unleashed on the angels. And they see it. When they are in that what? That garden of the operations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then they said, either an Anbiya, then it should be the prophets of Allah. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْوَحْيُ يَنْزِلُ عَلَيْهِمْ. Why will the prophets of Allah not believe in Allah? Why will their iman be astonishing? Why will their iman be surprising? When they get revelations from Allah directly, wahyan, kashfan, wa ru'yatan, they are getting these revelations on daily basis. So why should their iman be astonishing? And the third, then we should be the one, Ya Rasulullah. then it should be us. We said the angels, we said it is not the angels. We said the prophets of Allah, we said it is not you, the prophets. Then it should be we, your Sahaba. رضي الله عنهم أجمعين وأرضاهم. Allah said, فَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُؤْمِنُونَ وَالرَّسُولُ اللَّهِ بَيْنَ أَظْهُرِكُمْ. This is confirming that particular verse we read earlier on. Why won't you believe in Allah? Well, the Prophet ﷺ is amidst you. You see a lot of things he does. There was a time, Jabir reported in Hayat al-Sahaba, that Prophet and the Sahabas were looking for water to perform ablution. And what he did was dip his fingers in a cup of water that they were able to get. And he puts that finger like this, and up to about 300 and something Sahabas perform ablution from the water that was gushing out from his hand. His hand became like a tap. The Sahabas saw all this. During the battle of Khandaq, Prophet just said that he bring one food that they saw, and he prayed on that food, and everybody that was digging that Khandaq, that battle, that trench, Prophet ate from that food, and the food never finished. These were all seen by the Sahabas, and they lived their life with Muhammad. So their iman should not be astonished. And Prophet said, "This your iman is not the surprising iman." And Prophet said, "Ya Rasulullah, you should tell us, who are these people that you are saying their iman is very, very surprising, or very, very cherished by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala?" And he said, قوم يأتون من بعدكم يجدون كتاب الله يقرؤونه ويؤمنون بما فيه وفي رواية قوم يأتون من بعدكم يؤمنون بي ولم يرون صلى الله عليه وسلم. And he said, these people that their iman is very astonishing, that their iman is very surprising. It's not any other people, but those that will come after you. They will just come and meet Quran as a book, amidst many books that will even be having more volume than the Quran. They will come and meet Quran amidst books that talks about law, books that talk about sciences, books that talks about a lot of things in life, books that talks about theologies concerning other religion, philology and syntax of language. You have a varieties of books like that. And they decided to go with Quran. يقرؤونه ويعملون بما فيه. They took this Quran to a very great esteem. They hold it as the highest book of authority on the surface of the earth. They are ready to die for it. They read what is tearing. They believe in what is tearing. They walk with what is tearing. In another way, I said, يُؤْمِنُونَ بِي وَلَمْ يَرَوْا. They believe that I am indeed a prophet of Allah, and they never saw me carelessly transmitting the message to them. They only heard that the man came and lived once upon a time. His name is Muhammad, and he called himself a prophet of Allah, and he called people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They only heard the story and then they believed in him. It means their iman is so surprising. So glad tidings to all of us that are here. It is because of this iman that is surprising that all of us are around. It is because of this iman that is surprising that we are organizing this particular program. It is because of this iman that is very, very surprising that we decide to leave one thing or the other that we should have been preoccupied with at the moment, and we are here. Allahumma نتوسل إليك بهذه المحبة وهذه الإيمان أن تجمعنا في روضتك روضة الذي فيه يقرون أن تجمعنا على حوض نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم يوم القيامة. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring us together with the Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم on around this fountain of Kawthar on the day of judgment. We use this iman to pray to Allah. This is just like a preamble to what we have to discuss. When we say challenges, they are referred to as shaqaiq, or maybe dawafi', hindrances, obstacles. Or you can refer to them as shada'i or hara'ir. You want to do a particular thing and there is something hindering you from doing that particular thing you want to do. That thing could be a product of hardship, misery, calamity, tribulations, adversity, disagreement. There could be social in nature, economic in nature, political in nature, personal in nature, societal in nature. And the rest of the varieties. They become challenges with respect to time. What was a challenge maybe in 100 years ago, today may not be a challenge again. So it means challenges are referred to as challenges with respect to time and people. What was actually the challenge of the Sahabas radiallahu anhu with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam may differ from what will be our own challenge in the present day Islam, because events must have overcome those challenges that were termed challenges in those times of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is something I forgot to do before we started the program. All going to go through that, and we continue. When we say Shada'id, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself faced what we call hardship or challenges. He faced it, and he prophesied that we are going to face challenges. It means it is something that is rest assured. And when you know that something is rest assured, that is going to happen, and it will happen, what you need to do is to prepare for it, so that when they come, they don't hit you hard. And even when you already have those challenges residing with you, you begin to find solutions to those challenges, so that you can what? You can move on if you must succeed. But it is always better when you already have prophecies with regards to those challenges. You already had, you were foretold about such challenges that are going to come, and you begin to prepare before those challenges come. When they come, you will easily solve them. But if they come and you are not prepared, all hope is still not lost. You can also begin to devise and strategize means of surmounting those challenges, even though they are already with you. And these are the two ways, inshallah, we will be treating this topic. The Prophet was sent for these challenges to come, and what should be our preparation for those that have not come. And if they come, what should we do as remedial approaches? And even those that are already with us, what are the remedial approaches to begin to spread towards these challenges so that we can overcome them? The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, this hadith can be found in Sunan al-Tirmidhi. He said, هل تنتظرون إلا فقرا منسيا أو غنى مطغيا أو مرضا مفسدا أو هرما مفندا أو موتا مجهزا أو الدجال فشر غيب ينتظر أو الساعة فالساعة أدها وأمر. In the beginning of the hadith, he said, بادروا بالأعمال السبع. So begin to do good deeds, begin to prepare before you are caught up with these unavoidable challenges of life. And these challenges could be personal, and it could also be societal. So begin to prepare with good deeds before these challenges catch up with you. And he said, هَلْ تَنْتَظِرُونَ إِلَّا فَقْرًا مُنْسِيًا. If one is rich now, there are tendencies that he could be caught up with a challenge of penury or poverty at one time or the other in his life. It means nobody is foretold divinely that he will be rich forever and ever. There are possibilities that one who was rich yesterday would be caught up with the challenge of poverty today. There are indeed a lot of people who would be the one to buy rams for people, adorni for people, to use as sacrificial lambs, as Ubhiyat done in Eid al-Adha maybe 10 years ago, and today they will be looking forward to somebody that will buy for them. Indeed, it is a challenge. And it said, or somebody who is poor, for instance, there are possibilities that he could be caught up with riches. And no what type of riches? Like the type of riches of Korun. That is riches that will throw him flamboyant. Riches that will blow his knowledge of understanding and feels on top of the world. He becomes pompous, he becomes arrogant, he becomes hydra-headed. There are diseases. Al-Kibru, Tabakhtu, Al-Wujuhiyya, Al-Tawatrus, feeling that you are the best. And a khairu mink, and a khairu mink. There are some riches that bring that to somebody, and it's indeed a challenge. There are riches that will make you begin to feel that you are just the highest, and nobody should come close to you. Or you should talk, nobody should talk. This was the time that happened to Qarun, it happened to Shaytan. That is ru'yatul fadl ala al-khayr. You see yourself higher than every other person. No one ever can guide us higher. It's a challenge. And he said again, our marathon musida, if you are very healthy today, there are possibilities that you could be caught up with health challenges, illnesses. There are possibilities. One who was very, very healthy yesterday, running up and down, ranting and raving, you see him today being bedridden. It's part of challenge of life. And so you need to prepare and do what you're supposed to do before they begin to unleash. And number 4 is how to mufnida, or to become old, senile, mufnida. Mufnida, from the word the root. Just as Nabi Yaqub said, Inni la ajidu rihayu sufalola and tufamilun. That is awharama mufnida, or the type of old age or senility that will defy your sense of reasoning. And that is the time Allah also mentioned in Surah Al-Hajj when he said, In kuntum fi raybin min al-ba'th fa inna khalaqnakum. Now, Bismillah.
يا أيها الناس إن كنتم في ريب من البعث فإنا خلقناكم من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم من علقة ثم من مضغة مخلقة وغير مخلقة لنبين لكم ونقر في الأرحام ما نشاء إلى أجل مسمى ثم نخرجكم طفلا ثم لتبلغوا أشدكم ومنكم من يتوفى ومنكم من يرد إلى أرض العمر لكي لا يعلم من بعد علم شيئا.
Our mode of shine in this particular verse is وَمِنْكُمْ مَنْ يُتَوَفَّى. That is our mortal mujniza. وَمِنْكُمْ مَنْ يُرَدُّ إِلَىٰ أَرْذَلِ الْعُمُرِ لِكَيْ لَا يَعْلَمَ مِنْ بَعْدِ عِلْمٍ شَيْئًا. That is what our mufnida, one who was a professor of physics or one who was a professor of chemistry. At one time, when you asked him that what is even atom, at one time, when you asked him that, please can you tell me quantum theory of matter, he will not be able to say anything again. So it's very possible that challenge of old age will catch up with you. It's a challenge. I want that much visa, or you die unexpectedly, and it is always unexpectedly. And he said, how would the Dajjal, or maybe if you are even the opportunity to live towards the end of the world, you will meet the Dajjal, the Antichrist. And that Antichrist is the worst of the absence that we are expecting. And he said, I will Sa'a, or even the day of judgment time. فَالسَّاعَةُ عَلَيْهَا وَأَمَرُهَا. All these challenges, if you are not virtuous enough, if you are not good enough, submissive to Allah enough, the worst of these challenges is meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you are thrown into the fire of Jahannam. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that those who are the losers are those that what khasiru anfusahum yawm al-qiyamah, those who lose their souls, themselves and their families, they are the losers. You know the meaning. For one to live 40 years of great comfort, 40 years of solace, 40 years of happiness, 40 years of exuberance, of getting whatever you want at the slightest peck, and the end of it is you have lived all this life, you have lived, but today you are going to hellfire. What type of loss can be that? Can be up to that? And that is the greatest challenge for one to do all he has done. He would even have been the president of this country. He must have even been opportune to test leadership in almost every sphere of leadership of his country or his society. And at the end of it all is that he's thrown into hell. And that will be forever. Maybe those lives that he lived in comfort and solace was just for 60 or 70 years. Wallahi fasa'atu alaha wa amaru. The challenge of the day of judgment, if you are not virtuous, wallahi is the greatest challenge. Islam already told us about challenges, so there are no new things to us. It's a good news. And this is what this hadith is meant to establish to our knowledge of understanding. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, did he face challenge? Although he only told us that no, we are going to face challenge. Indeed, he faced challenge. The first of those challenge was when he announced himself as the Prophet of Allah, based on the instruction of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was indeed banished from the land. And that is why Allah has always said, الَّذِينَ أُخْرِجُوا مِنْ دِيَارِهِمْ
الَّذِينَ أُخْرِجُوا مِنْ دِيَارِهِمْ بِغَيْرِ حَقٍّ إِلَّا أَنْ يَقُولُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ وَلَوْلَا دَفْعُ اللَّهِ النَّاسَ بَعْضَهُم صوامع وبيع وصلوات ومساجد يذكر فيها اسم الله كثيرا ولينصرن الله من ينصره إن الله لقوي عزيز.
أحسن الله إليك. جزاك الله خيرا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Arab that they were people that were thrown out of their houses. Ukhriju, not kharaju. When Allah said ukhriju, just because of nothing, but because they say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is their Lord. And what we want to bring out from this verse is that kalima of ikhraj. That is, they were thrown out of their houses. They were banished from their lands. That was the first challenge the Prophet experienced. For you to be banished from your own hometown because you say you have accepted Islam, or because you have professed Islamic monotheism, you are banished from a land to which you are indigenous. What challenge can be up to this? And that's Allah has always want to use what? الَّذِينَ أُخْرِجُوا. Even in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الشَّهْرِ الْحَرَامِ
يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الشَّهْرِ الْحَرَامِ قِتَالٍ فِيهِ قُلْ قِتَالٌ فِيهِ كَبِيرٌ وَصَدٌّ عَنْ سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ وَإِخْرَاجُ أَهْلِهِ مِنْهُ أَكْبَرُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ.
الموضع الشاهد in this particular verse is وَإِخْرَاجُ أَهْلِهِ مِنْهُ أَكْبَرُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Chasing or banishing ahlihi, those who are real indigenes of a particular land. They are indigenes of Makkah. You banish them out of Makkah without any just reason, just because they are saying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is their Lord. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also confirmed this again in Surah Al-Tawbah when he said, إِلَّا تَنْصُرُوا فَقَدْ If you don't assist Prophet, Allah has already assisted him. If akhrajahu, not if kharaja. It means he was banished, and that was the first challenge. The Prophet was banished from this land. It means he himself first challenge. And that was why when he was leaving Makkah, he went to a place that is called Al-Khazwara, close to the market of Makkah. And he pointed at Makkah and said, إِنَّكِ لَخَيْرُ أَرْضِ اللَّهِ. Indeed, you Makkah, you are the best of the lands of Allah. وَإِنَّكِ لَأَحَبُّ أَرْضُ اللَّهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ. And indeed, you are the most beloved of lands to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لَوْ أَنِّي أُخْرِجْتُ مِنْكِ مَا خَرَجْتُ. If not that I was banished from you, I wouldn't have what? Left you Makkah. Understand? Not Makkah very well. No place like home. And that was how Allah took Makkah. And that was when Allah reconquered Makkah to Prophet on the day of conquest, Yawm al-Fath. He said, Inna Allah harrama Makkata min yawmi khalaqa as-samawati wal-ard. وَقَدْ عَادَتْ هُرُمَتُهُ كَمَا كَانَ بِالْأَمْسِ الْيَوْمِ. He said Makkah has been a town that has been made sacred, sacrilegious, full of sanctuaries. That is Makkah al-Mukarramah. Right from the day Allah created what? The heavens and the earth. The heavens and the earth. If Makkah has been a city that has been recognized divinely, right from the day Allah created 7 heavens and the earth. And this is why we so much attach a lot of importance and prestige to Makkah, because of the prestige Prophet has attached to it. Allah also has what? Attached to it. It means Makkah has been there just as the what? The months or the lunar calendar months, right from the time they were there. That is how Makkah has also been there. And an ayah that is somehow synonymous to this particular hadith of Saddam that Allah created, or Makkah has been made sacred right from the time He created the 7th heaven and the 7th earth. Allah said the same thing like that with the months of which are part of the Islamic calendar in Surah Al-Tawbah.
إن عدة الشهور عند الله 12 شهرا في كتاب الله.
Right from when?
يوم خلق السماوات والأرض منها 4 حرم.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also said that these months have been there right from the time He created the 7 heavens and the earth, and that is how Makkah also has been in the book of recognition that is going to be a place of the sacred where the Kaaba will be, and that is why it's so beloved to the Prophet Muhammad, but he was banished from it. Challenge number 1. Another challenge. There is this hadith that is Muslim Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi alayhi, reported by Khalid ibn Umayr al-Adawi. He said, خطبنا يوما. One day, somebody who was called Al-Marwan, he said he gave them sermon from the Mumbar, and he said, you should all be aware, فإن الدنيا قد آذنت بالسوء وولت الخلاء فإنكم منتقلون منها إلى دار لا زوال لها فانتقلوا بخير ما لخضرتكم. ولقد ذكر لنا أن الحجر يلقى من شفة جهنم فيهوي فيها 70 عاما لا يدرك لها قعرا ووالله لتملأن. ولقد ذكر لنا أن ما بين مصراعين من مصارع الجنة مسيرة 40 سنة وليأتين يوم عليها وهو كثير من السهام. ولقد رأيتني سابع 7 مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ما لنا طعام إلا ورق الشجر حتى فرحت أشداقنا فالتقطت بردة فجعلته نصفين فشققتها بيني وبين سعد بن مالك فاعتذرت بنصف واعتذر السعد بنصف فما أصبح اليوم منا أحد إلا أصبح أمير على الأمصار. Down to the end. This is the Mawdi Shahid that we want to cover from the hadith. This Sahaba was talking to the rest of the Sahabas, the Tabi'een from the Mumbai. And he said, this word that you see, for the Adhanat Bisumi, it has shown signs that it is already on its way back to where it came from. It's going back already. Well, what is that? For the Adhanat Bisumi, it has shown it just like when in the early season of any fruit, maybe mango for instance, you will see fresh mango, and it will continue to go and grow and grow and grow gradually. Till what will remain on the tree of the mango will be those ones that are not good enough, or will be those ones that are already diminished in one way or the other, highly denourished. You begin to see those sets of mangoes. So that is what the word has remained now. But the other name is Sunni. There was a time that when our forefathers, when they farmed yam, one tuber of yam that they would bring from a ridge can be up to the arm's length of my hand. There was a time where you would see big mangoes. There was a time where you would see keep very tall like a pole and very good giant. There was a time people were spending up to 300 years. There was a time people were spending up to 100 years and they were still agile. It is indeed that the world is somehow going back to where it actually came from. But the other that they showed me, everything is just like diminishing in quantity, diminishing in quality. But what the Khala is going back. وَإِنَّكُمْ مُنْتَخِلُونَ مِنْهَا إِلَى دَارِ لَا زَوَالِ لَهَا. You will surely leave this world to meet Allah. You will go to that final abode that will never and ever finish, that has no extinction, that is inexhaustible. لا زوال لها. فَانْتَقِلُوا بِخَيْرِ مَا لِخَبْرَتِكُمْ. It's better you live with goodness, live with virtues. Don't go with empty hand. Don't go with more evils than goodness. وَلَقَدْ ذُكِّرَ لَنَا. He said it has been mentioned to us. When the Sahaba said it has been mentioned to us, they are referring to nobody but the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the stand of Ibn Taymiyyah. So anytime you hear the Sahaba reporting anything that concerns hereafter or that concerns what is hidden or invisible, you should just know that they are not saying this from anywhere but from the fountain of knowledge of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And al-hajar yulqa min shifati jahannam. A stone will be thrown from the top of the hill of Jahannam, and that stone will spend 70 years before it reaches the end or the bottom of Jahannam. It means very, very deep. If it were a day that somebody can die, before you reach the car, the bottom, you should have died when one is thrown into the yard of the land. But la yamutu fiha wala yahya. And that is how one will be thrown 70 years before it reaches, because of the depths of Jahannam. And he said, Wallahi la tumla anni. I swear to Allah it will be filled. Just as Allah mentioned in Sajda that وَلَوْ شِئْنَا
وَلَوْ شِئْنَا لَآتَيْنَا كُلَّ نَفْسٍ هُدَاهَا وَلَكِنْ حَقَّ الْقَوْلُ مِنِّي لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ أَجْمَعِينَ.
Jazakallahu khairan. Just as Allah has promised that it will be filled. He said, أَفَعَجِبْتُمْ, are you surprised? It is not something to be surprised about. It will be filled. May we not be filled with Jahannam. And he said, it is also mentioned to us again that between one pillar to the second pillar in the paradise is a journey of 40 years. Before you go from one pillar to another pillar, you will journey it or travel it for 40 years with the speediest or fastest agent of mobility. And he said, indeed it will be filled. And he said again that he saw himself one among seven among seven persons. وَلَقَدْ رَأَيْتُنِي سَابِقُ سَبْعَةٍ. I saw myself as seventh among seven people with the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, مَا لَنَا طَعَامٌ إِلَّا وَرَبُ الشَّجَرِ. For a long time we never had anything except وَرَبُ الشَّجَرِ, leaf of tree. That was what we were feeding from. حَتَّى طَرِحَتْ أَشْدَاقُنَا, until our cheeks began to have ulcers, became ulcerous, because when you eat from leaves, it creates injuries on your cheeks. And he said, we never had enough clothes to cover ourselves. It means that is not our own challenge. The event has overtaken that. They never had cloth to cover their body. He said he only got a border, a cloak, which he divided into two. He used it to cover his lower part, and Sa'ad al-Malik also used the half to cover his lower part. Just as in the case of Muslim Ummah, radiyallahu anhu, the one that is the son of Malik bin Unanas, the richest in Makkah, the one who weighed a share that was up to 200 dirham, accepted Islam, and the parents sees all these things from him, but he still continued. When the Prophet was sending some groups of Sahaba to Habasha, to Abyssinia, he was shackled, he was chained in the house by his parents. He unshackled, he unchained himself and jumped over the fence to meet Rasulullah, and he was among the Sahaba that went to Abyssinia. When he returned, he was Muslim for some time. Then would see Musa bin Umair with about 17 patches on his clothes. And he would say, "Ya Musa bin Umair, are you happy with this religion? Are you happy with this condition of yours? You who used to wear a shirt that would be worth 200 dirham in those days, when you were still wallowing in the pool of disbelief and indecency with your parents. Are you happy in this present condition?" And he said, "I'm happy if Allah and His Prophet are." And Muslim began to cry. And when the Prophet was looking for somebody to send to Medina, nobody came to his mind but Mus'ab bin Umair radiallahu anhu. The Mus'ab bin Umair, he really wanted to go to Medina. He was the one that went to prepare the ground for Islam. Prepare for people the ground for Islam to thrive in Medina. And when Islam came, he thrived. He was able to win many principals of Medina. People like Hussein bin Hudayr, Asad bin Zurara, Muaz bin Harith. These were great kings of great clans in Medina. But when he died in the battle of Badr, he died in a way that they didn't see enough cloth to cover his body. And when people were trying to come to the Prophet, the enemies, the believers were coming to kill the Prophet, he was the one putting himself in front, he was the one carrying the flag of Islam. They caught the hand with which he was holding it. The flag was about falling, and if that flag falls, it appears to be defeated. Upon which is written, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He held it in the left hand when his right hand was cut off. They cut the left hand again. The arms were bleeding. He decided to hold it with the arms. Then they started mutilating him with their swords. And Muslim refused to fall to the front and fell to the back so that flag would fall at him. And you want to make sure he assures that flag does not fall while he is still alive. But if the rest of the Sahabas will allow him to fall while they are alive, it is their own purpose. Before you know, another Sahaba ran from another direction and picked up the flag. The spot from which somebody was killed and you had seen with your eyes, you still run there. And immediately Allah revealed a verse in Surah Al-Azab because of things that Muslim has done. من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا
ما عاهدوا الله عليه فمنهم من قضى نحبه ومنهم من ينتظر وما بدلوا تبديلا.
Allah was talking about this Sallallahu not that they did not face that in the face. وما بدلوا تبديلا. من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عاهدوا الله عليه فمنهم من قضى نحبه. That is Muslim Ummah. He has fulfilled his own promise. نحن الذين بايعوا محمدا ما تركناه ما بكينا أبدا. They did mubayah with the Prophet that they would never leave him. They would continue to fight with him, stay with him, practice the religion with him until they die. And they did that. منهم من قضى نحبه. يعني مصعب بن عمير منهم قد قضى نحبه. ومنهم من ينتظر يعني الباقون ينتظرون. Remaining are still waiting to fulfill their own promises. وما بدلوا تبديلا. And he was reciting this verse. وما محمد إلا الرسول هذه الرسول.
وما محمد إلا رسول قد خلت من قبله الرسل أفإن مات أو قتل انقلبتم على أعقابكم ومن ينقلب على عقبيه فلن يضر الله شيئا وسيجزي الله الشاكرين.
جزاك الله خيرا. أحسن الله إليك. And Muslim was reading this verse when he was killed. وما محمد إلا الرسول قد خلت من قبله الرسل أفإن مات أو قتل انقلبتم على أعقابكم ومن ينقلب على عقبيه فلن يضر الله شيئا وسيجزي الله الشاكرين. So that was reading, and he was killed while he was at that is that. One thing that I want to bring that Muhammad Father really emphasized in his study of Riyadh al-Salihin is وَإِذَا غَطَّى رَأْسَهُ بَدَى رِجْلَيْهِ وَإِذَا غَطَّى رِجْلَيْهِ بَدَى رَأْسَهُ. And at the end of the Islam said, you should just use it to cover the head, then the leg you can cover it with idkhir. The cloth that was used to cover the body of Musa bin Umair. When that cloth is pulled to cover the head, the legs will be left bare, the legs will be left open. It means the cloth was not enough. And when the cloth is drawn to cover the legs, the head will be left bare. Allah said, just cover the head with the cloth and use idkhir, lemongrass, to cover the legs. It means idkhir is among the grass that the Arabs, even when the Prophet used to cover their graves with. And that was why when Rasulullah was saying on the day of conquest, Yom al-Fatih, that this Makkah has been made haram. لا يعبد شوكه ولا يفر ولا ينفر صيده ولا يغلل خلاعه. And Al-Abbas said, إلا الإسخر لقيلهم ولبيوتهم. And Islam said, إلا الإسخر. Just to confirm what Abbas said. Islam said, this haram must be haram. You must not fight there. You must not uproot the tarnished rocks of haram. You must not uproot the trees. You must not hunt the games, that is the animals in the haram, or you chase them out, you want to kill them somewhere. No. Don't do all this. And Al-Abbas said, "Illa is But what about lemongrass? Except lemongrass. Because they use it to cover their graves. And also, they use it to roof their house. And said, "Illa is Then accept lemongrass and take it from lemongrass." And it was not if the man said, so look at hadith that are what? Affirming one another. This, that is in Riyadh al-Salihin that we have mentioned, is affirming this criticism, this in the criticism in Tafsir al-Kafir. It's also in Tafsir it's also in Tafsir al-Tabari. They are just trying to confirm one another that khir is what is used to cover the graves. That is that. It means cloth was a challenge for the Sahaba. Cloth was a challenge for them. Either to cover themselves when they were alive, or to cover them when they were dead. Another thing the Sahaba mentioned is, but today look at them. They have outgrown those challenges because they found solutions to those challenges. They never gave up. They were resilient. They were dogged. It means challenges will definitely come, but you need to have what? Istiqamah, i'tisam. In 153 Surah An-Nisa, don't bother. Allah says, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَاعْتَصَمُوا i'tisam. You need to have that firm-fittedness, the dogged, the resilient, even when those challenges are coming. Continue. Or istiqamah. فما أصبح اليوم منا أحد إلا أصبح أميرا على مصر من الأنصار. But today look at us. No one among us today is not a governor of one state among the states that are under the dynasty of Islam. It means they survived those challenges. The Sahaba there was a day Abdurrahman bin Sakhr, Abu Hurairah, famously known as Abu Hurairah. He was using handkerchief to clean his face, and he began to cry. Tears of joy began to come out of his eyes. And he said, "Me today, I'm now the governor of Jordan, and I'm using handkerchief to clean my face. I was somebody that then in those days when I'm disturbed so much with hunger, I would begin to roll on the ground and people would think that I was having epilepsy." And this never took them back. They remained resilient, they remained dogged, and they survived it. Umar ibn al-Arad, once upon a time he was passing, Umar ibn Khattab saw him and said, "Oh, you Umar ibn al-Arad, raise your cloth, raise your shirt." And he raised his shirt, and nobody could look at the back twice. They looked at it and removed their faces immediately. And Umar said, "Can you tell us the story of this your back? Because we want people around to learn." And he said, when he accepted Islam, he was a slave to the clan of Al-Bahili. And they would put him on the fire, they would kindle fire and put lots of food on it, like from a steak. And they would now put him on top. So that is how the scorching intensity of that fire, the heat, will be hitting his back, and different type of fluid will be coming from his back That was why the back was so galloping. It was up and down, and nobody could look at it twice. And he said, we ran to the Prophet who was in Kaaba. The Prophet was lying around the Kaaba, and he was putting his head there. Mustafa was sitting shade with Kaaba. He was sad with the people. I would say, Ya Rasulullah, Allah tastaghfir lana, Allah tad'u Allah lana. Oh, you Prophet, would you beg Allah for us? Would you seek Allah's assistance for us? We are hooked. Let the favor of Allah come. Just as they said in Baqarah,
أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأساء والضراء وحين البأس مستهم البأساء
mentioned that indeed they face adversities. Al-Ba'sa wa-Dharra wa-Zulzilu hatta yakula ar-Rasul. Hatta yakula ar-Rasul wal-ladhina amanu ma'ahu hatta nasrullah. Allah tastamsiru lana. Allah tada'u Allah lana. They faced a lot of problems. They had a lot of challenges. Later than we don't know, oh, when will the help of Allah come? Hatta nasrullah. Allah inna nasrullahi qaribun. وفي آية أخرى قريب من المحسنين. Indeed, the help of Allah is close already. So continue to be resilient, continue to be what? To be dogged. And the help of Allah came. Another time in the Hadith, said, you should not worry. A time will come that somebody will travel from Sana'a ila Qadri Mawt ولا يخاف أحدا والغنم على والذئب على غنمه. A time will come that somebody will travel from Sana'a to Hadrimot, where they used to have a lot of fear. He would come fearlessly in tranquility. If it has to be that wolf is chasing his camel or chasing the horse upon which he is. So it means don't worry, tranquility will surely come. There's light at the end of the tunnel. That is that. Just to establish that Muslims have had challenges, the Sahabas faced challenges, then they were able to overcome. It means it's a no news in Islam. Challenges will always face the Muslim Ummah. You should be able to find solution. You should be able to prepare for those challenges when they come. The Prophet Muhammad prophesied challenges for us. He said, إِذَا اتُّخِذَ الْفَيْءُ ضُوَلًا وَالْأَمَانَةَ مَغْنَمًا وَالزَّكَاةَ مَغْرَمًا وَتُكْرِمُ الرَّجُلُ مَنْ خَافَةَ شَرِّهِ وَتُعَلِّمُ لِغَيْرِ الدِّينِ وَأَطَاعَ الرَّجُلُ امْرَأَتَهُ وَعَقَّ أُمَّهُ وعدنا رجل صديقه وعقص أباه وظهرت القينات والمعازف وظهرت الأصوات في المساجد ولعن آخر هذه الأمة أولها فليرتقب عند ذلك ريحا حمراء وخسفا ومسحا وكسفا والزلزلة وآيات تتابع كنظام قطع سلكه فتتابع. The Prophet Muhammad already prophesied that indeed challenges will come. And so we should clear. He said in the Tukhidat Femu when you begin to see those challenges is when you begin to see the signs. When what belongs to the generality of the Muslim is personally claimed by an individual that is his own, or for what he has done so far for the Muslim community, if he claims what belongs to them is not a taboo. But that is the best translation for this hard time. But or when people begin to see trust as ghanima, as gain, you give somebody something to work for you, you begin to jubilate. Allah has caught him. He has given me this, I will never give him back. From that point you give him, some will even go extra mile to kill you so that you don't even come back to ask for that thing again. Let's see amana as ghanima. Was the cat and also when they begin to see arms as a fine. How many people give zakat nowadays? People feel it is like a body. Even when they have gotten money up to that nisab, they don't give, except very few. They see it as a fine that it's a fine that is collected from them for an offense. But zakat makrama. And also what when you will have people will be learning the religion, but not for to benefit the religion anymore. There are lots that are learning Islam to fight Islam. There are lots that are sponsored by the West, that are sponsored even by the non-Muslims to learn a lot in Islam so as to cause confusion in Islam. People may learn Islam so as to support their own ideologies, which are products of sectarianism. All these are challenges for Islam. Not really for Islam, but to cause more harm than good. And he said, you will see Muslims wallowing in alcoholism as if it's a normal thing. It is something that is surprising when you begin to have brewery in places like Kaduna or in the north, or even many of the Muslim majority countries today, we have breweries spreading swiftly across. Or alcoholism spreading amongst the Ummah is a challenge. Another thing again is people will respect individuals because of the evil they have that they can do. People will respect people. Please don't go close to him. You see them respecting him because of the evil that he has in his hand. Maybe he's a kidnapper, or maybe he's a hard guy. When he's coming and him, the celebrity. Talks and touts are celebrated by politicians or those who appear to be the leaders of our nation. It's a challenge. And also, people raise voices in the mosque. You begin to see a lot of women going into singing profession. Women, many of them would even be Muslims going into singing, that they are not musicians, they are artists. They are social artists. You begin to see different types of musical instruments. There are musical instruments today that are auto-control. They control themselves. You don't need somebody to control them again. They know how to program the beats. Those instruments program the beats to match the music. And on a daily basis, they continue to produce more musical instruments for the ma'azif. And he said, that phase of the Ummah will begin to cause the earlier phase of the Ummah that they were novice. They were uncivilized. They were not social enough. Maybe that was why they were doing one thing or the other. That is part and parcel of Islam. There was a real doctrine of Islam. But they didn't see it like that, that they were obstacles. It's indeed a challenging time. Allah said, when this begins to happen, فَلْيَرْتَكِبُوا عِنْدَ ذَلِكَ رِيحًا حَمْرَاءً. You should expect that when this happens, wind that will be very, very hot will blow. And also, وَخَسْفًا, you begin to experience earthquakes here and there. Earthquakes here. And this wind that even Hawra'a, red violent wind, Allah says fire. Fire, just like that. See fire burning, you don't even know where it's coming from. Just like that this morning. You see earthquakes here and there. You see defacement. You see downcast of the earth. And he said, that is how you begin to see different signs following themselves continuously, unending, endless. And the one in Putia simple, just like the beach or the Shubha, when you cut the thread that holds together the beads, and those beads begin to follow one another down profusely. That is how you see different signs following one another down profusely, from one to another, from Ebola to Corona, from Corona to this, from this to this. Continue to see. Ayat al-Taba. And one will talk to say, you will be just listening. You need to think, where is this coming from? It is indeed a sign that indeed we are in a challenging time. What are you supposed to do? And what should you be doing? In the Quran, Allah has listed a number of challenges for the Muslims and how these challenges can be addressed. Over time, what the Muslims were known with is unity across different backgrounds, different tribes, different affiliations, different ideologies, different societies. Muslims were known to be united. Those of them will even say that the one who is an Arab and the one who is an Ajami, who is a non-Arab, there is no any difference between them. The one who is an Arab does not enjoy any preference in the sight of Allah over that person who is a non-Arab. What he knows is inna akramakum inda Allahi atqakum. And these are always about the unity. So it means the greatest challenge the Muslim Ummah is facing today, that the non-Muslims of the West are taking great advantage of, is this intra-Islamic cracks that we already have. And when they see that we have these intra-faith cracks, all the time they begin to call us for dialogue. Who are you dialoguing with? Which parts of these people that are divided are you dialoguing with? Is it the pro-Saudi or the pro-Iranis, the pro-Shia or the pro-Sunnis? Who are you dialoguing with? Is indeed a challenge, very big challenge that we need to wake up to address if we must succeed as Ummah. This unity is a challenge that is looking at us in the face, fighting us from all directions, left, right, and center. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the Prophet and Messenger, the first thing he did for him, for us to know that that is a guarantor of success, is what he mentioned to him in a way of telling him the favor they have done to him before. This is in Surah Al Imran, verse 103, where he said, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا.
واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها
That is how Allah does. كذلك
كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون
السمع لهم فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم.
فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك
So what should you do?
فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وشاورهم في الأمر
You should decide.
وإذا عزمت فتوكل على الله
Because
إن الله يحب المتوكلين.
Allah Akbar. In these two verses, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned to us what really gave the Prophet Muhammad sallam the horizontalic success he had. The success that Rasulullah had, what really fetched him that success. And to portray this again, in Surah Nahl, verse 23, sorry, in Surah Al-Anfal, verse 23, وَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِهِمْ
وألف بين قلوبهم لو أنفقت ما في الأرض جميعا ما ألفت بين قلوبهم ولكن الله ألف بينهم إنه عزيز حكيم.
أحسن الله إليك. جزاك الله خيرا. In these verses we have read, Allah identified this unity as a challenge for the Muslim Ummah, and He emphasized unity as a solution to that challenge of this unity. He said, وَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِهِمْ in Anfal. The first thing Allah did for you, Sallam, is that He brought their hearts together. He united the hearts of your Sahaba. It is indeed a priceless gift for the Prophet. People from different clans, different families, people that were known to be enemies of one another. Allah brought their hearts together surprisingly. They became highly united. وَالَّذِينَ مَعَهُ أَشِدَّاءُ عَلَى الْكُفَّارِ رُحَمَاءُ بَيْنَهُمْ أذلة على المؤمنين أعزة على الكافرين مائدة. These are descriptions of the Sahaba of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah said, their hearts were together. They were united across the globe, the Muslims. لو أنفقت ما في الأرض جميعا, if you spend all the riches, all the wealth of the world to unite their hearts the way they were then, that their hearts were opposite one another, wallahi, you wouldn't have been able to bring their hearts together. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ أَلَّفَ بَيْنَهُمْ. But Allah brought their hearts together for you so that you can get success. إِنَّهُ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. He said in Al-Imran 103, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. Al-i'tisam again. Hold fast to that habal. Mujahid, Qatada, they said this habal of Allah is nothing but ahad. وَقُرِبَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ العزة والمسكنة وباءوا بغضب من الله. Now in Ali Imran I said they have it in Allah, they have it in something like
ضربت عليهم كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقين لن يضروكم إلا أذى وإن يقاتلوكم يولوكم الأدبار ثم لا تنصرون ضربت عليهم الذلة أينما ثقفوا إلا بحبل من الله
نعم
إلا بحبل من الله وحبل من الناس وباءوا بغضب من الله وضربت عليهم المسكنة.
جزاك الله خيرا أحسن الله إليك زادك الله علما وحفظا. Indeed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still use the same habel, and this habel they say is referring to nothing but ahad or Allah, hold fast to the promise, the covenant of Allah. This covenant is Allah yushrik billahi shay'a wa Muhammad yuttaba ila yawmiddin. Not to ascribe partners to Allah in worship and you follow the Sunnah in all guys to the day till the day of recompense. That is a habit. When Allah says we have a lillahi jamia, is referring to what? This habit of only Allah know God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. And this is Islam. And this is what unites all of us. No matter your affiliation of ideology, no matter your sectarian background, this unites us. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Kalimat sawa'in baynana wa baynahum. Both intra and inter. It is a kalima that is the same between us as Muslims and also the same between us and the Yahuda bin Nasara. It's just that they try to deny it. The Lord our God, the Lord is one. In Mark chapter 6 verse chapter 9 verse 26 up to 29. The Lord our God, the first commandment, so is Sawa'in baynana wa bainakum. That is Abelillahi. Jamia, all of you, wala tafarraqu. Do not what segregate into sects. ولا تفرقوا فيها. Allah says, "Wazkuru ni'matallahi alaykum." You should remember the favors of Allah on you. If kuntum a'da, when you were enemies, the Arabs were enemies of one another. One clan enemy of the other clan. Great extent of animosity was between the Arabs, clans by clan. فَعَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. And Allah brought the hearts together. فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. And all of you became brothers through that favor of Allah on you. It's a great ni'mah for all of us to see ourselves as brothers. No matter the difference in tribe, no matter the difference in country of origin, no matter the difference in state of origin, no matter the difference in your scholarly background or your mother, to see ourselves as one is indeed a great favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahumma alif bayna qulubil muslimin. We need it. Ikhtilaf. We need it. Ikhtilaf and not ikhtilaf. We need ikhtilaf, not ikhtilaf. But I think what is ikhtilaf, ya Allah? فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار. That is not our mode shine. Then Allah also tried to tell them what their first of negativity, of ill results, when they had disunity during the battle of Uhud. The same Al Imran, verse 153, where he said, وَلَقَدْ صَدَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ وَعْدَهُ.
ولقد صدقكم الله وعدا إذ تحسونهم بإذنه حتى إذا فشلتم وتنازعتم في الأمر وعصيتم من بعد ما أراكم ما تحبون منكم من يريد الدنيا ومنكم من يريد الآخرة ثم صرفكم عنهم وابتليكم ولقد عفا عنكم والله ذو فضل على المؤمنين.
أحسن الله إليك. Allah said, وَلَقَدْ صَدَقَكُمُ اللَّهُ وَعْدًا. The promise of Allah that indeed we are going to win the battle of Uhud. Allah already perfected that promise. He fulfilled that promise. Because when they came to the battle of Uhud, within the first few minutes of the battle, the Muslims already started winning these believers. When you were dealing with them with the power and will of Allah, you were chasing them. Hatta إذا فشلتم, till you became disunited, till you became divided, fashiltum, till you became segregated. وَتَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي الْأَمْرِ, and you began to argue with one another over trivial things that you were not supposed to argue. What is that thing that they were arguing over that made them lose victory and made them to lose victory in Uhud? When the Prophet was asked by Aisha that what is your worst moment in life? And I'm saying it's the day of Uhud. It's the day of Uhud was my worst moment. That was the day that my canine was removed. Just because of disunity of the Sahara. Just because of one argument or the other. To the extent that it's just Allah that saved the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it was that day that Muslim Ummah was killed, not together. Just Allah. A lot of things happened in Uhud. It was in Uhud that the Kuffar were able to retaliate most of the deaths of their great warriors in Badr. And it was not because of what? From the beginning, there were signs of victory for the Muslims. But because of disunity. What was the disunity? At the beginning of the battle, we have kept 50 archers. Archers are those who know how to throw arrows very well. Use arrows. Kept them on the mountain, on top of the mount of Uhud. That you must not come down until the battle finishes. Until the battle is ended, don't come down from this mountain. And when those that were on the mountain, when they saw that the Muslims were already dealing with the disbelievers already, they were running, leaving their swords on the ground, leaving their belongings on the ground, and the Muslims were picking those swords, those belongings as war booties, as an eye. Then they began to argue. Those on the top of the mountain began to argue. We have defeated the war already. The Prophet did not say we should wait until the end of the war. What his instruction was, we can come down when we are defeated. The others said, no, we said we will stay here till the end. But when we see that we begin to win, when they began to argue like this, some that were claiming that they said they should come down when they begin to win, ran down. Few only stayed on the mountain. And this time, Khalid bin Walid was not a Muslim. And he said, and this was the part of the moment that Khalid bin Walid used to have sober reflection over. He said, I really dealt with the Muslims when I was not a Muslim, especially on the day of Uhud. When those guys came down from the mountain and they were chasing us, we divided ourselves into two. Some faced the Muslims that were chasing them, and some now passed through the other end, and the Muslims were now kept in the middle. Those that were up, they have been the ones to begin to shoot those guys. But they were not up already. Everybody was already in the center. And that was how they were facing them from here and facing them from here. And there is a worship to more than just because of that. And Allah identified this to be a very big challenge for us as Muslims, which must be tackled. And that is how we are today. That is how we are. Some of us, among the Muslims, because of the intra-faith difference, we are somehow caught in the middle. We are fighting ourselves from within, and there is fight from outside. Because there is unity. The fight from within alone, well, that is a problem. The fight from within alone. Then the person that said this is not our scholar. Even if what it's saying is correct, or says it's not on the same page with us, the Muslims are so divided. When the Muslims even prophesied that we are going to be divided, he provided a solution in the hadith of Irbad ibn Sariyah, radiyallahu anhu. He said, when the Muslims get divided like that, فَعَلَيْكُمْ بِسُنَّتِي وَسُنَّةُ الْخُلَفَاءِ الرَّاشِدِينَ وَسُنَّةُ الْخُلَفَاءِ الرَّاشِدِينَ الْمَهْدِيِّينَ. When those segregations begin to happen, hold fast to me. It means we will be united across following the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And following Rasulullah is following Allah. This will keep us together. It means our commonality is more than our differences. Our commonality is more principal than our differences. Nobody is saying that Salat al-Zuhr is not 4 rak'ah. Nobody is saying that Salat al-Asr is not 4 rak'ah. Nobody is saying that La ilaha illallah is not the first pillar of Islam, Muhammad Rasulullah. Nobody is saying that we are not supposed to pray. We have principalities that we all agree over. It means our common grounds are more than those grounds of differences. So it's better we take more advantage of these commonalities, which are the principalities over the trivialities. Now help us and guide us out. This must be addressed. Look at it today. Around the whole world, the Muslims are expected to have the greatest unity. People who want the same book anywhere you go. As we are fasting Ramadan now, all of us are doing the Ramadan. They have the same book of authority. Nobody is disagreeing with that book of authority. And they take Arabiya like a language that is evil, super than their own language. Every Muslim sees Arabiya as a language that is not just a language, but a language that must be revered and respected. So we have the same common language in one way or the other. It's just that we don't speak it. We even speak it on daily basis. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Is it not Arabiya? And you do this 5 times daily. We have the same language. We face the same Qibla. We should have that unity. There are signs and enough evidence for us to have unity. But that unity seems not to come. And it's because we are not doing enough. In the whole of the world, we have about 15 Muslim majority countries who are actually members of OIC. And these 15 Muslim majority countries, the Muslims across the world are up to about 2 billion. That's about 25% of the entire population of the world. Apart from this, we have the Arab world. The Arab world that is always referred to as Arab world. About 25 countries speaking the same language, Arab. You can't get this anywhere. Where can you have 25 countries speaking English, 25 countries speaking French as indigenous language? And these 25 countries, some of them from North Africa, some of them from Middle East, some of them from Arabian Peninsula, which is referred to as the Arab world. And still you are not united? Well, then we have a lot to do. It's indeed a challenge. And the challenge is we begin to see ourselves as brothers and sisters, no matter our differences, no matter our difference, no matter the background, no matter your state, no matter your tribe, no matter your country of origin. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. And إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِندَ اللَّهِ, not even عند الناس, عند الله, and it is Allah that knows that one. هو أعلم بمن اتقى. أتقاكم is the one who fears Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have a lot of challenges that we want to look at, but I've been notified that we have 5 minutes. Thank you for your listenership. Number 2 is education. Low level of education or incorrect education or ideology that is leading to rapid rise in terrorism is a challenge for the Muslim world. Something that appear to be like Islam, tashabuh, our shabaha, it appears that it seems it is religion, but in real earnest it's not religion, and it's spread on daily basis. Lack of correct or true knowledge of Islam, or that knowledge is not even there at all, is indeed the cause of what is referred to as extremism and terrorism and the likes of that. That you feel it is only in the Muslim world that we have wars. There are countries that for 20 or 30 years now they have been in war. Nothing, and they see it that this war that they continue to war against their government is jihad. Places like Somalia and countries like that, war upon war. It's a challenge for the Muslims. Why will it only be? It means we cannot agree with ourselves. There is intra-crack, and this intra-crack is manipulated by outsiders. It's a problem. We have to address it. The Muslims were known by tradition to be innovators. They were known by tradition to be inventors. They were known by tradition to be scientists, to be researchers, to be laureates, Nobel laureates, to be great poets, great historians. Why has it changed? The Muslims were leading the world. When we hear alphabet, it's not alphabet but alif bata, taji. They never had it. Alphabet, it's just like saying alif, and the ba, they now turn it, and the ta, they added it. And they are now saying it's their own alphabet. It's from alif bata. Most of the words in English that we be hearing al. Where is al as a prefix in English? They don't have al originally. Those words are all from Arabia. Al is the definite article, harf al-ma'rifa. In Arabia, when you begin to hear, they will turn theirs to all. Where is the all from? Algebra, al-jabir. When you see this, it is indeed only from the Muslims. People like Al-Farabi, Ibn Sina, these were great scientists of their time, and they were Muslims. They translate books into Arabs. They translate from Arabs to people to different languages. So now ask them decided to go and learn Hebrew. So Muslims have always been the forefront of bringing their invention, showing people the way, Right from time in Memoria, but why is it changing? It's a challenge. You see that what we pay much attention to these days is to have ownership of the tallest building in the world. That is what the UAE, United Arab Emirates, will do in the world. That is the tallest building in the world should be in Dubai. Or what Saudi is currently doing, having the largest shopping mall in the world. We've been busy doing all this over the years, while the other people are busy building Cambridge University, Oxford, the best universities we can have in the world. Every type of research is going on. You see research in information and communication technology. You see research in nanotechnology, nanoscience, research in chemical science, research in evolving technologies. On a daily basis, they are doing it. And this is what is moving the world. Despite all this, your investments in having the tallest building in the world, in having the largest shopping mall, and the rest, it is not your track record. Your GDP, the GDP of the whole 25 countries of the Arab world combined together is not up to the total GDP of the United States, of the US. Then what if there is the essence? It's not up to it. The whole country, all of you combined together, is not up to the GDP of the United States. We need to invest a lot in this evolving technology. We need to go into ICT. We need to go into nanotechnology. Places like Malaysia and Turkey, they have gone very advanced in technology. Why wouldn't they share it with Saudi and other Muslim countries? Places like Iran have gone very advanced, Iran and Pakistan, in nuclear energy. Why would they share this nuclear technology with the rest of the Muslim world or the Arab world? Pakistan has a very organized military. Why won't you do trans-country training of these militaries? We need to become united as Muslims. We need to do more. We are not doing enough. These are challenges that is across the world. During the Soviet war, there was a shoot-up of oil prices. Oil price in the international market. Saudi Arabia got a lot that particular time. If they want to build the largest university, the largest institute, research institute, maybe for nano or for anything, they would have done that. But you know what they did? They used it to reduce the influence of Iran on Kabul. Spending a whole lot of money in trap just against ourselves, all of us as Muslims. These are all challenges we continue to list and list and list. The last but not the least, that will end this, inshallah. I'm sorry for going beyond this is we Muslims need to become very serious. We need to become more resilient than we are. We need to be goal-getters. Go for what you want. That's that we always see that it's easy. And you feel it's easy, you go into it, may not have a lot of benefit. The harder it is, the harder the results, the higher the results. Let's go into those areas. The Prophet Muhammad said, المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي كل خير. احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز. Always struggle. Let's begin to see Muslims in all those areas that we believe is moving the world. That people feel it is too hard. Begin to explore those areas. Like I said, that believer who is strong, who is resilient, who is always moving on no matter the challenge. خير من المؤمن الضعيف خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف. It's better and more beloved to Allah than that believer who is weak, who who always want to go for that is simple and easy, who feel I'm enough with this already, who is not always striving further. Say, what people in high, I'm not totally condemning that believer that is weak or lazy. Call this inferiors. Call it what? Inferiors is a good better. When you are talking about two things, you want to say one is better, but not that you are condemning the other. Allah has done this in Surah Al-Nisa. La yastawi al-qa'iduna min al-mu'minina ala al-barak. But you not say between them, kullum wa ala Allah husna. Even in Surah Al-Nahl also, it said, those who la yastawi minkum man anfaqa min qabl al-fath wa qatala, they cannot be the same. That is verse 10 at the end, close to the end. That is the last verse on that page. These are just trying to show that two people, one is better, but we are not condemning the other one. But Allah said, Muslim said sorry. Even if Allah and fool, go for what you want. Don't slack. Just like a moral boosting statement or sentence. Even if Allah and fool, go for that thing that you want. Most of you cannot get it. Wala ta'ajes, don't be lazy. Don't be lazy, don't hold back. Don't slack. Wasta'in billah. As you are going into it, just pray for Allah's assistance. Allah will help you. Pray that Allah assist me in this cause I'm praying. And Allah will help you. So Allah help us and guide us. These are few challenges we have discussed. There are a lot of other challenges that we want to discuss, but inshallah we want to stop here again with that. And at this point, I will say, Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Wa alaikum assalam wa
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. For eminent scholar, the message has passed, inshallah, it has been well passed and well assimilated. In fact, we've traversed the journey through the Quran, different chapters, taking us memory lane of the early hours of Islam, the efforts made by the noble Sahaba of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the challenges they faced, yet they never ever mortgaged their belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then for us, we will continue to have ours, but provisions are made for us in the Quran and Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to ever remain resilient and also upright. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this message well assimilated by all of us and a challenge to our Jannah to Firdaus. For our Sheikh, we cannot thank you enough. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you with the best place in our Jannah to Firdaus. I think these are meanings to be more resounding. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has prayed for us after every 5 minutes for those who were following the lecture from the beginning to the end. Anytime we make mention of uprightness and people of uprightness, He will try to bring us in. And anytime He came across anything about hell, He will say, may Allah never give us a portion in hell. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite all of us with our spouses, our children, our parents, and all our well-wishers. Inshallah, may Allah reward all of us that Jannah for them. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We have a good number of questions. We attend to inshallah one after the other, while thereafter we proceed for Salat Zuhr. Number one here, the person is saying, Assalamu alaikum ya Sheikh. My question is, could Islamophobia, terrorism, and zina be said to be some of the challenges facing the Ummah or Islam in the contemporary world?
Indeed, the question is a very good question and very much on point. There are big challenges, modern challenges, that has always tried to hamper the pristine Islam that is expected of Muslim. Pristine Islam that is expected of Muslim. Islamophobia is indeed a challenge. That is, hate for Islam, hatred for Islam, or anti-Islamism, or anti-Islamic movements that you see across the world is indeed a challenge. And what do we do as solution to Islamophobia as a challenge? Is confidence. Confidence. We need confidence to still practice the religion anywhere, anytime. We need to change the narrative by our attitude. Some believe Muslims are killers, or some believe that Muslims are always problematic. They are not peace-loving. We try to change the narrative. Among us here, we must have lived in one place or the other as neighbors, maybe to those who are not Muslims, either as colleagues in the office. Some of those people can tell that Muslims are not the way people paint them. The picture people paint Muslims to be is not at all their picture, because of your own attitude, because of my own attitude, because of the absence of accommodative see with us, and things like that. We can change the narrative, and we need to have confidence to still continue to practice the dictates of the religion. It means Islamophobia is confirmed as a challenge, and also zina is confirmed as a challenge. And also terrorism is confirmed as a challenge. Why is it confirmed as a challenge? Because some of this terrorism or terroristic movement you see, if you see it, the fulcrum is nothing but the ideologies of the West, and to mention very few. Or sometimes, even it's not because of poverty. Somebody like Osama bin Laden was a graduate of economic and business from university in the US. He had order. He was somebody who had money that could even buy a personal jet. So he was rich. So it's not about because of poverty. So it is something that dates back to ideology, that dates back to experience, that dates back to a lot of factors. The Allah help us and guide us. So it's indeed a challenge. Sometimes some of them you see they are not built on a real foundation of Islam. There is no how only one scholar will be correct. When there are hundreds of scholars around you telling you that this thing you are saying is not like this fact, the way you are seeing this thing is not like this, even your own scholar should tell you that this thing is not like this, and the person still continued. So it means there are more to it than at that point we agree that what they are saying is true. But when he leaves, he does another thing like that. There are more to it more than what you see. So indeed it's a challenge. Sponsored terrorism is a challenge.
Assalamu alaikum. Should dialogue with non-Muslims be avoided? If not, how should we partake in it?
Dialogue with the non-Muslims should not be avoided in its entirety. But we should always be very, very quick and smart to know the reason for it. Is it to our advantage or to our disadvantage? Is it when it's our own time of victory that the quest for dialogue is brought forth? Like what is happening now in Palestine and in Israel. Look at, they have always rejected dialogue at every instance because they see they have upper hand. Every instance they have rejected it, and they continue to dump them, hit them mercilessly. But when it shifts to the other area, maybe where they see that there is more unity, they want to shift it to dialogue. And you know why they are succeeding in the dialogue and why it's a bit discouraged? Is because they must have agreed with one group of us already. From behind the scene, there is that agreement from one part of us before bringing it out to the bear that want to come into dialogue. Once that dialogue happens and it succeeds, those that they have agreed with will be the ones that will start using again against the Muslims. This is the style of the West. This is their style. They already have those they have handshake with among you, the Muslims. They are now come that they want to dialogue. Those ones become their celebrities and they will use them against them. So we are not saying we will not go into dialogue. We can go into dialogue. But we should always be very smart, very intelligent to know what is the real reason behind that dialogue before we go into it.
I think this question is also having a direct link that says why people always blame Western world for disunity. To my understanding, even we Muslims we have our own shortcomings for our disunity. What would you say?
And this is what we have been trying to establish, that the West are not entirely responsible for our disunity. We say they are taking advantage in some cases of the existing disunity among the Muslims. They take advantage of it because you yourself are divided. There are cracks, intra-faith cracks. The same Islam, there are cracks already. All of you professing the same kalima, but there are cracks. So it is these cracks, they now take advantage, maximize the evils, the negativities of these cracks, so as to damage them all. You can never and ever deny the fact that they are not anti-Islam. Their policies is against it. Their policy is against it. It's not that we are trying to throw it to us for us to believe as an ideology that no, they are against. No, their policies are against it. But individuals may not be against, but if you see none of their policies, they are against Islam because they see it to be a religion that is a complete way of life. If they should allow it to have total effect, it may go against their laws that they are enacting on the entire world. Maybe democracy, maybe different policies that they are enacting on the whole world. If they should allow this Islam that is a complete way of life, having its complete exigencies of every aspect of life, we should allow it to thrive, then they throw us away one day. That is the fear. Allah Ta'ala.
I want my children to be reciting Quran as if they are the ones who wrote it themselves. Madam, what advice would you give me and how to go about it?
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala crown this intention of yours with success and full realization. Indeed, the first stage is for one to begin to have that urge for it, begin to crave for it. That is number one, at-tamanna. Then second, you back it with effort. Allah will crown it with success. If you begin to crave for it and you back it up with effort, you spend your time, you spend your energy, you spend your money on it, Bi-idhnillah, pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and it will be perfected. Because Allah said He has already made it easy for whoever wants to do it. And you can do it if you want to do it. Just with prayer. Increase al-Quran. وَلَا تَعْجَزْ وَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ Allah Ta'ala.
Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum, madam. If I have someone's money with me for long and it's up to the nisab of zakah, am I supposed to pay zakah from the money? Jazakumullah khair.
Since the money is not yours, you cannot pay zakah from it. You just have to pay it back. But if it's based on agreement that you should hold it for him, and he himself says you can take zakah from that my money that is with you, you can take from it. But without his consent, you can't do anything. Since the money is not yours, it's supposed to be your own money before you can do anything.
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakumullah khair, madam. Please continue with this noble cause to our working Muslims, especially our youths. This should be part of what is to be captured in the trainings and sessions across all our masajid. Thank you once again. of this, we have come to the end of today's session. We can't but give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every single second spent here is going to, inshallah, be giving us our rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count all our efforts to successes in dunya and give a lasting space in our journey to Firdaus in the Akhirah. It's my singular honor and privilege to call on the chairman of the executive members of this masjid and the estate also Muslim community to present token. It's nothing but alhamdulillah one is everything to our eminent scholar while he made a very short remark and thus inshallah to the presentation. After which we listen to the adhan and then we'll get prepared for Salat soon. Professor Sarah,
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, we give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making it possible for us to be here and to listen to our guest lecturer. We thank you for the lectures that we have conducted, and all the listeners. We also thank you for coming. May Allah reward you and may Allah make it easier for us to make use of what we have had. It has talked about very important topic, the challenges, and we have had the first on it is issue of unity. May Allah unite all of us and the banner of Islam. On behalf of the Muslim community, we want to present this tribute, as the Imam said, for honoring our invitation, and we hope next time if we call on you, you will also be willing to answer our call. Jazakumullahu khairan.
Inshallah, closing remarks are being taken inshallah, closing prayer by the same elder who opened the floor with open prayers.
Assalamu alaikum. Let us now recite that we receive as a healing prayer.
Jazakumullah khairan. By this time, inshallah, till next week, Saturday, we'll also be playing host to another elder scholar. On Sunday, we'll be having Architect Musa Abdullah Ben Abdul. On Sunday, inshallah, till Monday, at 10, Easter Monday, holiday, we'll be having Dr. Fatah Abi Yamin about marriage counseling.